Boom. Welcome to another episode of the Red River Rundown. Same people as always, you feel what it is. We got a lot to talk about. NFL Finals is ready. We have some NFL topics. OTAs have started. And then also diving into a little bit of Conor McGregor and what happens if he loses. But let's start exactly what happened the most recent, which is last night. We saw the NBA Finals was set. The San Antonio Spurs were able to take down the Oklahoma City Thunder in seven. There's a lot of chatter going on. Fellas, what do y'all think about it? How did y'all feel about the series? Obviously, some of the headlines is Chet Holmgren. What do you do with him? People are pissed off. So let's start there.
Okay, well, I think the people being upset is duly noted. In this series, ever since Wemby and Chet have gotten into the league a year apart from each other, basically their first games were played in the same season. There's always going to be some sort of comparison between the two just because of their battles in the FIBA championship, and the USA was able to get the dub against France. And there's always been like a silent rivalry between the two of them. And the amount of money that the Thunder are going to be paying Chet for the amount of time that they're paying him, you got to show up more than what you showed up in a game 7 at home, NBA Finals on the line. This man took 2 shots and had 4 points and 4 rebounds at 7-1 as a athletic big man that can run the floor, that could block shots. He should have went to the basket the moment that Wemby went out and he was still in the game. I think a lot of things that need to be said too is what does your role look like within the team? Because I saw something that was reported where like they don't run plays through Chet. It's just if he's in rhythm, if he's open, that's when he decides if he's going to take the shot or not. Which I guess to a certain degree, you look at that and go, well, what kind of player is he? Is he going to be able to do those things within the game consistently? And he showed that he couldn't, especially throughout this series. He had good games. He had games where he was just taking up space. And honestly, Isaiah Hartenstein impact within this series meant more than what Chet was doing throughout the series. So I think you paid him way too much money. He's gonna have a dog days of summer because he's got to figure out what his role looks like within the team and how it fits going forward, which is it was successful all year, but in the biggest moments you need to show up and you need to show out. And I feel like he just kind of receded into a lesser role than what Isaiah Joe was having at points in this series. Not diminishing what he did whenever he
Muted you. We're not going to sit here and act like Isaiah Joe played any kind of relevancy as it compares to Chet. Stop it. Um, it's
don't mute
it
me again.
it was it's overreaction. People are always going to overreact, especially when your team loses. Did Chet show up small against Wemby? Yes. Has Chet shown that he's going to show up small against Wemby? Yes. That's as simple as that. And it's not. I don't think it diminishes Chet as much as it kind of hypes Wemby up because there's 30 teams in the league and 29 of them can't fuck with Chet. One of them can. That's just what it is. Like, did he shrink? Did he go small? Did he? Yeah, he was a mouse. Did he get overpaid? In my opinion, hell yeah, he got overpaid because Do I think he got overpaid to the market right now? No, because the market is exploding. Do I think he got overpaid now because if you keep him Dub and Shea, you're kind of fried because of the new like salary rules and stuff like that, the aprons? Yeah. Yeah, I think they fried themselves and this offseason. I don't know if they will move anybody, but I will say they're going to have to at least look at it because if you're going to get that from him in a game 7 where you have SGA who's out there and just left it all on the court, right? No one watched last night and said, "Hey, he's foul baiting." Everyone was like he was hooping. He literally put the team on his back. And you have guys like McCain, Caruso, Harkenstein who are going on the trip with him, and his counterpart, who is supposed to be Chet, who is making bread to be someone to step up whenever Dub is out, give you 4 points and get dunked on early in the game on some Shaq Diesel type stuff, brother, Chet, it's going to be a conversation all offseason. But again, I think it's an overreaction from fans that are upset that they lost, and they're just looking for somebody to blame.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same as Marlon. I mean, when you look at the market now, um, Chet's an All NBA third player. I don't think he's overpaid, but it is concerning to me that when somebody clearly is taking this matchup personally, you don't take it personally. Like you don't have any fire at all. You don't like where's your passion? And you saw Chet in game 5 and in game 2. Or was I think it was 2. Definitely game 5. But you saw him play with some kind of passion, a little bit of fire. I mean, he made it a point to, you know, like assert himself and he played well. But not I mean, I don't understand. He needs to get some toughness, some mental toughness. Um but I agree. I don't think I mean I don't think that I don't think that the offense is built around like playing through Chet. I think Chet's like the offense is and you can see it when anytime SGA is on the floor, you give the ball to SGA, you set a litany of high picks and let SGA just do his thing. And if you get a kick out, you get a kick out. Um, the problem in this series for Chet is I don't think he knows what to do because he can't go inside because Wemby's length. He gets shut down when he goes inside. When he tries to shoot threes, his windup is so fucking slow, bro.
It's
That
like Keldon Johnson's.
he can't. But the difference is Wemby's release is out front. Keldon's is like Dirk. His is way up high. So with a windup like that, Keldon can get away with it because his release point is so high. But Chet's is out in front of his body, so like he can't get a shot off when Wemby's playing help off of him because Wemby can get out there and close out and still get a piece of the ball. My problem with Chet is what I saw in Game 6 when Vassell blocked his dunk and then got in his face and was talking hella shit, and you did nothing. It's like,
Facts.
okay,
You
like bro,
you got to get a T right there.
yeah, like you can't. I mean, you let not just Wemby but the whole Spurs team punk the shit out of you. Like it's man, I just
Shout out to
I'm a big
Stephon
Chet fan.
Castle
I
too.
think the
Go on.
Thunder. I think Chet unlocked the Thunder and their championship potential because of his rim protection, what he offers as a stretch big at 7'1". But dog, you got a bigger you out there, and you're gonna have to figure out how to like toughen up and make it a personal thing.
Well, I think they're like just opening the floor so we can talk about it as a whole. I think more teams are going to do that. I think more teams are going to be like, instead of trying to fade away from him, the Spur, every single one of them, Vassell, Castle, Harper,
Or
everybody went right at him. And yeah, he blocked your shot sometimes, but he for 7-1, bro, you gotta be tougher, like you said. For just for Chet, my last thing on him is Chet is who I thought he was. I think Chet is a piece to the Thunder, but I do
Yes,
think that the Thunder do overrate Chet for what he brings, because it's one of those where, in my opinion, I don't think he's as important as Draymond was to the Warriors dynasty, but he's that. If you take SGA away from Chet, Chet's out of the league in 2 years. Boom.
that's
Because
that's.
he
I
just
feel like
doesn't,
he's
yeah.
a like he's a. I think he has a higher ceiling, but he's the exact same player the Thunder had in Surge.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he has a
Well,
higher ceiling, not as tough.
yeah, he's not as
they
tough.
Surge
needed
had some
they
toughness.
needed a Steven Adams out there, boys.
Yeah,
Well,
Okay,
that's
they
what Hart
needed
does, though.
somebody.
yeah.
Yeah,
In my opinion, the conversation that I've seen all morning on Twitter is what do you do with Chet? Are they going to move Chet? Now, in my opinion, no, because nobody's going to take that contract on, because it takes place next year is when it starts. Nobody's taking that, especially after that series. So you're going to have to move a shit ton of assets just to get it, like just to get him, and just keeping it a stack
I
before
just
we do go to the Spurs Knicks. Everything that happened to the Thunder this year is the exact same things that we've seen from NBA teams the last 3 to 4 years. Oh, the Denver Nuggets, it's their reign. Look, they just won the championship the regular season. They're getting better. They're getting better. They get to the playoffs and get beat. Oh, the Boston Celtics, look, they're so deep. They have a great team. They're going to be around for a long time. They get to the playoffs. They get hurt. Boom, it's gone. Hey, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're the best team in the league. Boom, boom, boom. You get to the playoffs, start getting injured. Contracts start coming up. And then it's like, okay, now we have to have the conversation of, are they really going to still be there, or is this going to be what happened to Boston? Is it going to be what happened to other people?
So this will just be my last point on the series and the Thunder going forward. Number one, the Thunder. It bothers me that this series was tarnished by the officiating. Like, I'm not complaining about the officiating. I'm saying like the attention that was put on the officiating in the series ruined, in my opinion, tarnished what the series actually was at its face value. I mean, there were bad calls, but that's not why teams won and lost games. You know, like Game 6 was not lost because Carter Bryant ran over SGA and there was not a flagrant one. They lost Game 6 because they couldn't hit a fucking shot for like 9 minutes in the third quarter. That's why they lost Game 6. They lost Game 7 because outside of Case and Wallace, nobody else in the Thunder showed up. Nobody could hit a fucking shot. That's why they lost Game 7.
Cooked, bro. So, in that third quarter, he was fried.
Bro, dude, he was, man. But
he looked like Jordan walking off.
Here's my hot take. The Thunder win the series if SGA shows up any other game but Game 7.
Well, and that's something that he spoke on. Yeah, he spoke on that. He spoke on that at some length in his post-game press conference. And I think I like what Dagenalt said, too. He said, we found a way to make it work throughout the season, so we can't point to injuries being the reason why we weren't able to close this game out. So, I mean, as a coach, that's things that you want to say. And from a player's perspective, you need to hear that from your coach. Like, he's got y'all's back, like, no matter what. That's why Chet's not going anywhere. He just has to really figure out mentally what he needs to do to have his fingerprints on the game a lot more in those moments, because in the big moments he was not there. Jared McCain looked like the absolute spark that they needed. He just wasn't hitting shots. And then at times, like, you can't expect Caruso to go game 1 to game 7 averaging 25 points a game. That's just not going to win you the series, because if he's hitting that many shots, some other people aren't, because he's feeling aggressive enough to change the pace of the game.
Well, he shouldn't have to.
Exactly.
His role isn't to do that consistently. If you need it, yeah, he can do it. But again, that's what Chet is paid the big bucks to do. That's like, I don't have an issue with Chet. My biggest issue is like, if you're getting paid that much and you shoot 2 jumpers in game 7, like, that has to be a conversation, bro. You're about to make $41 million and you 4 points in a game 7 closeout. That's all time bad. That's all time bad. And I think the thing with SGA is he didn't show up, but that's what happens in the playoffs. Teams, they 10 eyes on him. 10 eyes on him. It's basically the Jordan rules.
Mm-hmm. But that's the only reason.
And he was averaging 9 assists a game for the series too.
That's the only reason I would point at. I thought SGA looked tired the whole series. I felt like the Lakers wore him down, and San Antonio took him out. Like, just from a standpoint of, he just looked tired. Fuck, dude. But again, I'm not one that, I don't try to point at excuses, but I do think the loss of your second and fourth leading scorers and your only other 2 ball handlers, one of the top probably 15 ball handlers, playmakers in the NBA, and J-Dub. I think that matters. It
does matter, but it's also on the way to the title. You not having, like, Aaron Gordon pops his hammy,
right?
Hallie pops his Achilles, right. So it matters. Yeah. It definitely matters.
San Antonio won the series. I'm just saying, like,
yes.
I wish that they would have been healthy just to see, is San Antonio the better team? They had to deal with injuries, so that's why I'm not trying to. I just want to see what the Thunder do if they had J-Dub.
Yeah, he'll be. Well, shit. There's conversations about Dub too, but just keeping it pushing, going to the Spurs versus Knicks. What's opening thoughts? Spurs Knicks. Obviously, Isaiah's got that old school Spurs hat on, so we know where his allegiance lies on some Skip Bayless type shit.
This is what I'm gonna say. Okay,
Knicks
leading off.
Knicks and 6.
If you don't mind me leading off. So I think this series is perfect because of The Knicks have looked untouchable in the East over the last 9 games with their offense. Jalen Brunson is going to get in the paint. Does that change his role? Is he going to get a lot of people in foul trouble between Vassell and Fox and Castle? What's Cat's role against Wemby? Because we're looking at that like the Knicks go out and run. The Spurs like to go out and run. Is Cat going to be more of that playmaker facilitator like he's been throughout the playoffs where he's their leading assist guy, but he'll shoot the ball maybe 7 to 8 times a game? Or are they looking at him to be more aggressive? I think it's an interesting series because the Knicks offense has looked so good on this run, and they've been hotter than fucking fish grease over the past 9 games. Can the Spurs calm them down? And you got to think the Spurs are only they're gonna have some rest, but not as much rest as the Knicks. I think it goes in 6. I think it can go either way.
Knicks in
God's honest
6.
opinion.
Knicks in 6. That's what it is. Knicks in 6. Honestly, I don't care. Like I said, the last series was one that I cared about. Like I'll watch it. The Spurs
That
should
was the
handle
finals, really.
the Spurs should handle business, but if the Knicks were to win, first off, I'm gonna say Knicks fans are gonna take the world over. Like people,
Yes.
I've seen the conversation of like, oh, now the world gets what they want, but everybody's gonna turn against the Spurs because the Spurs are blah blah blah. You just haven't paid attention to Knicks fans. Once you start hearing these
God.
Knicks fans going crazy, everybody's going to be like, nah, they're ass. Fuck that. We're not cheering for them because they're psychopaths. They will literally look you in your face and be like, the Knicks are the greatest franchise in NBA history. Okay. I truthfully, it can go either way, but I'm curious to see how rust plays into effect. Like, I want to see how if the Knicks, they got that long, what is it, a week and a half break? Are they going
10
to
calendar days?
Are they
is what they're
going
gonna end up having.
to? Are they going to come out struggling? Are they going to? Is it going to take them some time? Are they going to have to count on a miracle comeback like they did against the Cavs? Because I'm sorry, y'all not playing against James Harden in the playoffs. Like,
I think the matchup's intriguing. The Knicks are going to deploy a team full of shooters with Jalen Brunson, who can fry anybody. The difference
They can fry
between-
James Harden for sure. Yeah.
The difference between I think the Knicks and the Thunder is Cat Williams. Wow, Cat.
if you want me to play, all we gotta do, yeah.
is Cat, because Cat's going to be able to get them 3-point shots off, the ones that Chet wouldn't take or wouldn't get off. You know what I'm saying? So it's intriguing because like when they played in the regular season, the Spurs won a close one, and then the Knicks destroyed them in the other game.
NBA
So,
Cup final. Yeah.
I think the Spurs are the better team, but I also think that the Spurs look so good because they hate the Thunder.
Facts.
Like,
That
I think
rivalry,
they
bro,
beat-
you can burn
I
out.
think they beat down the Timberwolves because they knew they'd get the Thunder next. Then they beat down the Thunder because they're a different team when they play Oklahoma City. They just are. It's happened all year.
I'll give you a
So-
pause moment. You think they just busted their nut? They about to roll
I
over.
mean, did you see the way they celebrated last night? That's
Hell
what's
yeah.
concerning to me. They celebrated like the Timberwolves did when they made the play-in. You know,
Shout out to Pat Bev
Man.
throwing jerseys in the crowd.
Ideally,
I
though,
mean,
the Spurs should win. They have dogs, and they got, in my opinion,
The second best player in the league.
I think he's the best player in the world.
Look, stop it. I'm gonna stop you right now, goddammit. Look,
Not because he's more skilled. He can't deny his size, bro.
yeah,
You can't
I
do
think
shit
it's
with that.
I think it's the conversation of like Shaq in the all-time great. I think he's the
Yeah.
most dominant.
Yes,
But I think Shea is the watching
Shay's
last
the
night.
deepest
It's just
Bro.
give the man some help and
Yeah.
he fries.
Shay's got the deepest bag. It's not even close. But
Yeah.
I just from
Wemby
sheer
just
from
leaves
his,
his imprint.
bro. God damn,
Pause.
man.
He's tall, bro. He's 7'5".
He's so fucking. It's
Take
not
your
even
time.
tall. He's fucking long.
Yeah.
Pause.
Pause. Well, here's a question.
Oh,
Here's a
Joe.
question because again, and then we can pivot. But okay, the conversation that's been going on, everybody's seen it on every social media app known to man. You can't escape it. Everyone's talking about the refs. You see Spurs fans blaming the refs. You see Thunder fans blaming the ref. You see all of that, right? Why are we not happy? I listened to people talk about how everyone was sick and tired of this soft ass brand of basketball and how it's soft as shit. And the second we get an homage to the 90s and early 2000s in a series, people instantly complain. How are you missing this? How is it this? This you should be thrown at. And it's like, yeah, it just shows me that people are never going to be happy regardless.
I'm not gonna lie. When
can't please everybody.
Caruso drug down Castle on that layup last night, and they reviewed it, I
Yeah.
was like, bro, they better not give this a flagrant. If they didn't
loved
give
it.
Carter Bryant a fucking flagrant yesterday, and like I said, I'm like you. That's why I said I hate that the ref, like the attention to the reffing, kind of tarnished the series. Because dude, to me that was basketball. That was who wanted it more.
Yes, that
Like
is
the
a
whole series.
that is a I'm not giving you an open layup. I'm taking and he did what 3 times in the series he didn't get called for flagrant any of them because they didn't deserve it. He made a play on the ball. It is what that's my thing is like, bro, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see him swallow their whistle pause and just let them play. And they did. There was a lot, like you could see at times people were trying to get foul calls and they weren't calling it. And they were saying play through it. And you've seen the adjustment. At times you could see like Shea early in the game, he wanted foul calls. You could see him shrugging his shoulders and being like, what's up? Then he was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to hoop. And he did, and he started frying. Wemby would do the same thing. Like, you're going to get BS calls occasionally throughout a stretch, but like you said, man, the attention to the refs, I'm like, bro, come on.
I want to say one more thing before we move on from basketball. It would be a disservice if nobody on this podcast acknowledged, in my opinion, the most important player of the series.
De'Aaron Fox.
No.
Yes.
No. The most important player.
Andre Iguodala.
No, man. Dylan fucking Harper, bro.
Facts.
I knew in Game 6 when he got hot in the third quarter in Game 6, I was like, ah, shit, because he, when he hurt his abductor or whatever, I was like, okay, and then he kind of struggled for a few games, but when he got his rhythm back in Game 6, I was like, oh boy.
When he hit that shot last night in front of right in front of the crowd, and he turned and looked at him. I was like, "Oh yeah, that dude he's
the Thunder could not figure out what to do with him, like how to defend him, like
how he gets to the rack, how he finishes around the rim.
Yes,
it's an anomaly to people being that skilled at that age as a rookie. You don't really see rookies come in too often and he's coming off the bench. That's the biggest thing. He's coming off the bench, so he changes. It's like an even flow. Like no matter what, he's going to be able to do that. He is the things that De'Aaron Fox fell short on doing, even though he missed those 2 games. Dylan Harper was doing those things.
Good job,
the
X
things
Factor.
that you expect. Yeah, that's why he's the X Factor. Okay,
he showed him. He showed him how to do it. You're right. Shout out to De'Aaron Fox.
Well, if De'Aaron Fox didn't, miss the games for injury, then we would have never known.
Facts. Yeah, no facts. You're right. Yeah, that's the X Factor. Good shit, Isaiah.
It's deep.
Last thing from me on the finals, anyways. This is my prediction. Like, and I'll be completely honest and not try to rage or troll or rage bait. Spurs in 5. Opening game next year in San Antonio Thunder, and they break all kinds of records, viewership records.
Oh yeah, I think last night the numbers haven't came out, but let's be honest, last night's game, Game 7, it probably broke a record without a doubt.
I know game 1 was the most viewed NBA playoff game in history.
Yeah,
which was last night's probably little Oklahoma City and San Antonio, small markets.
Hey, well, they always do well. Remember back when like Dion Waiters and the end of Duncan and them,
man.
Yeah, bro, they were those ratings. Like I remember being at the Lob at that point, having to be up at like 4 a.m. and being up until midnight watching that. Being like, bro, I'm tired. Can we just wrap this game up? Good God! But all right, fellas. Well, NFL OTAs have started. We have a couple of NFL quarterback battles that I quickly wanted to talk about. I think there's only 3, really. I put 2 in the chat, and then I have one that I remember. Just curious y'all's takes. We don't have to spend a lot of time on them. But first one, Deshaun Watson versus Shadur Sanders. Who do y'all think wins it? And we
Watson.
can just keep it Watson, Isaiah. Who you think?
Watson, you're
I
paying him
agree.
way too much money.
Well,
Still,
and the head coach has already come out and talked about like the potential he thinks Watson could see this season is sky high. I mean, it just what I've seen on ESPN and stuff just suggests that Deshaun Watson's going to win the job.
And I think he should. I think he should start the season as the starter. And if anything, if he starts playing bad, then give the keys to Shadur. But I don't think,
or he will get hurt. So
I don't think Shadur is ready anyways. And they have to play him just so that they can, I don't know, get their money's worth. But then the next one, this one is fun. But hold on.
Come on, man.
My fault. Kyler Murray, Calamari versus JJ McCarthy.
9 versus 1, baby.
Kyler.
I I think K1 definitely takes the job, and the only reason why I say that is because there's too much experience behind it. There's too much. JJ McCarthy is still green in the sense of like, yeah, you gave him the reins last year. Of course, he had injuries. Of course, he played terrible in games. Terrible. So with that offense that you have, with that amount of weapons that you have, you got to give K1 the keys. You have to. There's no other ifs, ands, buts.
They're already glazing K1 at OTAs. That's he threw a pass to Addison, like a skinny post up the middle, like 70 yards. And like, holy shit!
Oh my god,
that's the greatest pass I've ever
heavens.
seen. Yeah,
that's exactly what it was like, man. I don't know.
I think the easiest way to tell for this is just listening to Justin Jefferson when he's talking about like, man, I want a quarterback that I can build some rapport with. Like, oh well, that ain't JJ McCarthy, because if it was, you would have already built that rapport. So you're already talking about Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
K1 signed there, right? He didn't get traded there.
Correct. It's a 1-year prove-it deal.
So it's not big money
because you still get paid by Arizona.
Yeah.
So why would you? I mean, you got K1 on great value, and I don't know. Man, JJ McCarthy, terrible.
If anything, bro, I'm rolling K1 out just to see what he has. And then if he shits the bed, then I can put JJ in. And I think it's good for him to hold the clipboard. We've seen how well it served Bryce Young.
But we've seen this story 1,000 times. I mean, that's quarterback rehab. You get a quarterback that comes out of a terrible organization. He comes over there and looks like a fucking MVP. And then he's going to leave. I mean,
no, that's the Vikings' fault, bro. That's the reason. Like, no, we got this rookie. We can't pay you, Sam. And Sam is like, all right, I'll go win a Super Bowl.
I'm gonna go get the dub.
Yeah, and now they're risking JJ McCarthy's health. And then the last one, I can't really put it up because I didn't put it in the chat. But one has not reported to OTAs, but there's going to be one. Who y'all think starts? Carson Beck or Jacoby Brissett?
Carson Beck.
Jacoby Brissett. I think he starts, and then if he doesn't look sharp, then they'll probably go Carson Beck. And the only reason why I say that, once again, there's the veteran presence. There's, Jacoby Brissett always shows flashes of like being serviceable. Mid. But if you don't have a good defense, your mid is not going to translate to wins. So I don't see a problem with rolling him out there again. So why not?
I think my fault. What I've heard is they're probably going to roll Carson Beck out because Jacoby Brissett's not even at OTAs and he wants money. They're about to roll Carson Beck out and win one game and draft Arch.
Bro, they're going to roll Carson Beck out because it's the Arizona Cardinals.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Cut it.
You're not wrong.
Clip it. That's it. That's all you need
to
see.
Facts. And then next head coach, the head coach carousel in the NFL. We have a bunch of teams that have new head coaches. We can run through them quickly, and then at the end we can talk about who we think is going to have the best season as far as record and go the furthest in the playoffs. But we'll start off now as we have the Arizona Cardinals, like we just talked about, with Mike LaFleur. Matt LaFleur's brother.
Arizona. I mean, I'll give him 5.
No, you ain't got to say about
it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah. No, go ahead. We can just go through and you can say like how many wins do you think they get, and do you think that they'll have an impact on it? But so you think 5 wins or what else?
I'll give him 5. I mean, if you want to imprint on a young QB, well, not young. I think Carson Beck's like 27. No, he's probably not that old.
He's probably like 24.
Yeah, but if you want to try to make your mark on a rookie QB like that and establish something, you have so much youth around you, so much. So you have to build on that. That's why I give him 5. So if you roll out Carson Beck, you got 2, 3, and 4 year wide receiver skill position players. You try to improve the offensive line. You try to improve the defense. I give you 5, but the offense looks better than it did last year. I give him 5. That's how I feel.
Cam? 3? I was gonna say about 3. I was gonna say 2 or 3, but to troll and do a little bit of rage baiting, I think that the Cardinals are one of those teams that they're going to screw somebody's season up in that division, probably the Niners. And they'll catch them at the end of the year and beat the absolute shit out of them, possibly keeping the Niners out of the playoffs.
I just feel like the Cardinals. I just don't
They're
feel
the
like they're very
Cardinals.
good. Like,
They're just
they
not
have Trey
good.
McBride, and
Jeremiah
Michael Wilson,
Love,
Marvin
baby.
Harrison, Jeremiah Love.
okay, they got no line.
Facts.
God damn it, dude. Who's the receiver they have that
Michael Wilson, Marvin Harrison.
Michael Wilson. He's the one that I feel like never gets a solid chance. He's always like third on the depth chart, but then when somebody gets hurt, he balls out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You pick him up in fantasy and put him at wide receiver 1, and he shits you. Yeah,
he does nothing.
3 points. 3 points.
But and on defense, I do that. I mean, what do they have defensively? That's my question. Or it's not.
Buda Baker.
The organization is terrible. I think that they're on the right track with the coach hire, but I just don't feel like the roster's there yet, and they're in a deep division. So I'll give them 3, but I think they look better. If that makes sense.
Next name up, we have Kevin Stefanski with the Atlanta Falcons.
With the Atlanta Tuas.
I'll change mine. 7. I'll give them 7.
Yeah, 7 to 8. That sounds
That sounds right about Tua's rage.
Yeah.
It's Tua's range.
Hey man, that's another quarterback competition I forgot all about. Tua and Penix.
Michael Penix.
Yeah,
dude, if they give that to Tua, I swear to God,
they giving that mug to Tua.
Why wouldn't they?
Bro,
you know who their head coach is. Look, who's the head coach? Kevin Stefanski. What is Kevin Stefanski like? Checking that mug down.
I will say if listen, I'm going to give away some of my draft strategy. But
Kyle Pitts.
There are 2 players on the Falcons that are high value going into the season because of Kevin Stefanski, and that's Kyle Pitts, Bijan, because that's what Stefanski does. He runs the ball and checks it to the tight end. That's his offense.
Yep. Kyle Pitts might eat.
Bro,
he might be a Hall of Famer off this season alone. Okay.
I think Kevin Stefanski is not a very good coach. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, he's very, very.
I mean, he
very
had
basic.
juggernaut rosters in Cleveland when Baker was there and did nothing.
Mm-hmm. Hey, hand that mug off. Yep. Throw that tight end screen, baby. He would be a perfect coach for Miami. Next head coach, Jesse Minter with the Baltimore Ravens.
Jury's out on this one. I don't really know. I know that he's an appointed position within the organization. It's kind of a promotion. The offense never looked bad, so I think they stay in the same range of about 10.
Yep.
10 wins.
That's what I was going to say 10, just because they have Lamar.
12. I think he's a shot in the arm. I like what they did in the draft. I like how they honestly. I think what helps them going forward is that they pulled out of the Max Crosby trade, because now they're not giving their future up. And then you get Aiden Hutchinson, who, I mean, people can say what they want to, but he is very comparative to Max Crosby as far as production. So you get him, you're not giving away 2 first-round picks. You then get a guard. All they need is their defense to not be 31st in the league, and I think they win 12 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next one up, Cam, you've been high on this one. Joe Brady with the Buffalo Bills.
13 wins, because I don't think anything changed with Buffalo. Like I like it because I think Joe Brady's really good with quarterbacks and with the pass game, and I think him and Josh Allen will be a good link like they've always been. Um, but I just think Buffalo is built to win 13. To me, they remind me of the Colts, like early Colts, Peyton Manning days,
Peyton
where
Manning
Peyton would
years.
dominate all season and then get to the playoffs, and he just couldn't get past a certain team, except for 1 year, 2 years. I'm sorry, because they lost to the Saints. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I don't think this is the best head coaching hire, but I do think it was solid. I mean,
Facts.
I
Isaiah.
say 13 wins.
I'm gonna give them 11, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna give them 11. I think their defense is now aging. They did not do a good job of kind of being aggressive in the draft with those defensive players in mind. Joe Brady is great on the offensive side of the ball. They add DJ Moore, so they look more explosive. They don't struggle in games as much, but I think they're going to get in a lot of shootouts. And I think sometimes the war of attrition and shootouts will flip, and they'll end up winning about 11 games
Give
just
me
throughout the course
14.
of the year.
Give me 14. I think they win the conference. I
Isaiah,
think they're not winning. They're not playing a division winning schedule. It's not going to be what it was this past year. I think that DJ Moore helps them. One question I do have for you both, though, is who's their defensive coordinator?
that I don't
It
know.
doesn't matter who their defensive coordinator is. They're going to score 50 points a week. It doesn't matter.
You know what's funny, Marlon? As I was going to ask Isaiah something. I was going to ask him, what's my philosophy in basketball?
Shoot that mullock.
It doesn't matter if I can't stop
Transition
you.
three.
When
Transition
you score
threes.
with me, baby.
Yeah,
That's
facts,
all I care.
facts.
If
Yeah,
you can't
that's
score
what-
with me, it don't matter.
Facts.
That's
Facts.
the OU defensive mantra of the Lincoln Riley era.
I think the thing that helps Buffalo too is that Buffalo can slow any game down that they want. They can come out guns blazing and then get a 10-0, 14-0 lead and just hand the ball off for 3 straight quarters. That helps.
Yeah.
That'll help their
James.
defense. Yeah. So
Because James will cook
Yeah.
if they
and
let him.
my prediction is if you play fantasy, you play prize picks, you do any kind of parlays, cash out on Josh Allen and James Cook this year. I'm next. Todd Monken and those Cleveland Browns.
I'll start. I think this is the best head coaching hire. I think Todd Monken is awesome. He's been awesome everywhere he goes. He transitioned Baltimore and made them more effective offensively while he was there. Just doing simple things like incorporating tight ends in a spread offense. I feel like everywhere he's gone, he's improved. Even if an operation is good, he's improved it. He's taken it a step up, and so I feel like this was a good hire for Cleveland. He's an older guy, so I'm curious what. I know it's going to be Deshaun to start the season, but I want to see what he does with Shador.
He should trade for his old boy Mason Rudolph since he was there in 2011, 2012. But hey, I give them I think 7. I think 7 is a good spot because I don't expect them to make as much noise in the division, but I do think that they won't be bad. I think that what Steelers fans, including myself, look at the Steelers as is like, oh, we're a quarterback away. I think they truthfully are because I think their defense is and has been actually for real. They're quarterback, bro.
I think their question marks too lie in some people in the skill position. Jerry Jeudy is not it. Quinshon Judkins has that potential. Harold Fannin has that potential.
Well,
So,
shit,
like
they
you said,
drafted like
quarterback-
17 fucking wide receivers, huh? They got what? Casey Concepcion, Denzel Boston, bruh.
Mhm.
I like Concepcion.
I know it's there, but they're rookies. You know, there's just
Yeah, but Jerry Jeudy ain't it.
he's not. He is not. No.
Give him a.
Next
I
one.
give him 9.
I give him 7, Isaiah.
The Cleveland Browns. I give him about 8.
All right.
I'll give him 8.
Clint Kubiak, the Vegas Raiders.
Undefeated, 17-0. Fernando Mendoza is going to win another Heisman, or is that? Oh no, my bad. An MVP.
No,
Shout out to
he's
Cameron
also
for
going to win
messing that
it.
up
He's
last week.
He's also going to win the Heisman again. College football is going to be like, we have to give it to him.
Again.
Nah, bro, what you talking about, bro? Kirk O'Chain's about to throw for 4,700 yards.
I
and
think
32 interceptions.
if they're safe, they give Kirko the start nod. I think if they want to play it safe with Fernando, that's what they do. And Kirko's not a bad quarterback to have as a backup or as a guy that you roll out week one. They have too much riding on the moves that they've made, and their moves that they've been making are good moves. They're smart moves.
Bolster your offensive
I
line. You get
yeah.
Genty. Who are their receivers, though? That's my question.
Well, the
Brock
best one they
Bowers is your
had, they
tight
gave to
end.
Jacksonville for a garbage can
Yeah, I was
and,
gonna say for
and
some
some clothes.
Pringles and some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I think
Brock Bowers
I
and
think
nobody else
I think you
matters.
go Kirk Cousins to start the season because of that. They've said they're going to be very, very, very methodical whenever it comes to Fernando Mendoza. So I think they roll Kirko
oh,
out, and yeah, what
no, I was,
I give him 7
I
or
give him
8. It's
6.
probably the same. Mm.
What was you
man,
gonna say, Kev?
I would say probably they're in the AFC West.
Hmm.
Mm.
But their offense will look
Their
better.
offense will
No,
look
I
better.
think they will look better, but
I
I
will
just
say 7
yeah.
because fuck Kansas City.
Facts, facts.
He's
Hey,
standing
we were just
he's
talking about their
standing
receivers
on
or lack
business.
thereof, and I was thinking, like, God, I mean, they really don't have receivers. So why wouldn't they have been aggressive in free agency? And then I started thinking about, did y'all know that I don't know how I missed this, but Juwan Jennings signed with Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Just another fucking weapon in Minnesota.
K1, baby.
That's great. Like, anyways,
Jordan
but,
Addison, Juwan Jennings, and Justin Jefferson,
bro,
brother.
bro,
K1, you have no excuses this
no
year.
excuse. None.
Yeah.
Isaiah, I'm gonna let you
You
lead
can
this
play
one off.
point guard back
I'm
there.
gonna let you lead this one off, fam.
Okay. Well, give me 1 second, please.
Jeff Hafley, the Miami Dolphins. Bonesaw
right.
is ready.
3 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the Miami Dolphins, yeah. Here's the thing that they need to do. They're going to look better on the defensive side of the ball. We've made them look better. We've made some signings. We've got a defensive-minded head coach, yeah, which has made us successful. Okay, it's made us really good. Gave us 10 wins one year. The biggest problem that we have on the side of the ball, who are we going to throw the ball to, brother? They're all gone. Devon A. Chan, he's gonna pound the rock down the field, drive after drive, and then he's gonna get hurt. The Miami Dolphins, 5 wins.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Look, dude, I think that the Miami Dolphins are going to come out with the power of a Hulkamania running wild, dude, eating their vitamins, saying their prayers, and they get a magical 5 wins, dude. 5 wins.
And you can count on that, brother. Yeah.
I don't even want to say anything, man. I can't do any of that.
You could have given, the Miami Dolphins, you're
Epic Clash.
They're in the
Well, I like that they
East.
locked up Devon A. Chan.
Yeah.
I like Malik. I like Malik Willis, man. And I don't know. There's a lot that's telling me that they're gonna run an RPO style, or not RPO, like a read option style offense. They're gonna try and confuse the line, like the defensive line, the front 7. They're gonna do a lot of run with Malik Willis, and it's hard,
4
man.
wins, baby.
I feel the same about them as I do about Arizona, except I feel like their management's a little better. The personnel's not there. So
Troy Aikman's there.
Yeah, it's a.
I'll say
But
6 wins.
Okay.
we are
That's respectable.
doing the Oklahoma City style of
The
GM
rebuild,
work and just trading everything and cutting everything away. We're gonna be in purgatory for 2 years because we got to pay Tua.
Brother,
That's the only difference.
for a team that has been floating and constantly trying to put Band-Aids on it, I prefer doing what y'all
Yeah.
did. We're not good enough to do it. Why just sit here and float for no reason? Y'all selling the
Mhm.
farm to rebuild, that's probably a better situation. But
There's only one team that can float mediocrity in the NFL. and
yeah,
that's
they've been
Pittsburgh.
doing it for a while. Next name up, John Harbaugh with the New York
Love
Football
it.
Giants.
Love it. Love the divide between the team already. Just shout out to Jackson Dart and Abdul
Hey
Carter.
man, they said they
That's what
spoke
brings
behind
teams
they
together.
spoke behind closed doors and said it's cool. They went and drank and smoked and did some cocaine. That's what you do in New
That's
York.
what we love. That's when you have a defensive end and a quarterback beefing Phil Sims and Lawrence Taylor style. Okay? It brings the team together. They didn't like it. Yeah, they didn't like each other and they won 2 Super Bowls. So what's good?
Crack has
No,
magical powers.
I love the hire. I could see them competing for the division title this year. They have the pieces to do it. They have the coach to help them do it. And if Jackson Dart legitimately can look good. I mean, he had flashes. He had flashes last year. Dealt with the injury bug. I think if he could calm down with some
Did
things,
he deal with the injury bugs or did he deal with the CTE bug? Brother,
the
slide.
CTE bug,
On PlayStation, it's
that is an
square.
injury.
Slide,
Yeah,
bro.
you just
My
tap
favorite's
the
when
button.
my favorite's
You
when you
don't hold it down.
yeah, my favorite's when it pops up the slide and you hit square and then he dives.
You dive and
Dives
you
into
dive
They
right
dive
into
in.
somebody and fumble.
yeah.
You,
Anyways,
That's what he was doing.
I'll say
Strong
yeah,
safety.
8 wins. I just
I agree.
don't think they're Philly or Dallas yet.
Yeah.
And I
If
think
we
I
Washington
agree
makes
with
a
you
little
too.
bit of a comeback.
Yes, especially if JD5 can stay healthy. What I'll
Yeah.
say is the Giants are that 8 wins, 7 to 8 wins sounds good if everything goes right for them. If the Eagles struggle, because again, there's rumors that AJ Brown will be traded as early as tomorrow. If he's gone
I love that.
and the Eagles do take a step back and the Cowboys take a step back, who knows?
If
But
you're
I do think it's about 7 wins.
if you're the Raiders, would you take a stab at AJ Brown?
Like, there's a team that I'll bring up. Just remind me once we get to the last team. Just remind me of AJ Brown. I'll tell you there's teams that are interested, and people already have him locked up to the
Mhm.
Patriots. But we'll talk about it. But Isaiah, did you give your Giants take
Uh,
wins?
Competing for that division, I give them about 8
Okay,
or 9.
so we're all around the same. All right, next name up. Oh shit, wrong one. Big dog.
Undefeated,
Dog.
undefeated. Set the first team to go 20-0. The Pittsburgh Steelers with Mike straight out of the Yinzer community. You guys don't even know what you're just talking about. Pittsburgh Steelers going all the way. They're taking everybody down. No, I like the hire. I know that it was questionable and people didn't really understand it, especially some people in Steelers Nation. I love it. I love it for the fact of he's an established head coach. He has success no matter everywhere he's went. He's had moments of success. He's won a Super Bowl. Yeah, that was the days of yesteryear, but with that team, you need somebody that's going to add some sort of offensive explosion to get you guys to score more points. Defense is pretty much locked up. I like where the defense is at. They are getting a little bit older, but that's okay. That's why you draft like the Steelers have always done. They're gonna find another star. So I'm giving the Steelers hot taking it with ayahuasca, Aaron Rodgers as quarterback. Give me 12 wins for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Man, maybe you should be the Steelers fan because I'm going 10. I'm going 10 at the ceiling if everything goes right. And
You
that's,
said keep them right where
brother,
they need to be.
division winning schedule. That's one. Two, I mean, what changed? Like, I think the McCarthy hire is fine. I like the hire because I think it's a work in progress towards getting the offense better. But to expect them to go from being historically bad offensively for 5 years straight to being the best offense in the league, I think that's a bit of a stretch. I think bringing in Mike McCarthy is something of what do the Steelers need to take that next step forward? They need a quarterback. Who's someone that can help identify and develop a quarterback? I think Mike McCarthy. That's why. Cam, be as negative as you need to, dog.
I'm just not.
Talk that sass,
Talk
I'm
that
not
boy.
a
shit.
Mike
Talk
McCarthy
that.
guy. I
There
mean,
you
I don't
go.
think he's a bad
Everybody's
head coach, but In a day and age where everybody goes youth and tries to build, you brought in a guy that's, I mean, I think he gets a lot of credit for what Aaron Rodgers did in Green Bay. That's just my opinion. I do like the idea of pairing them two together because that was pretty fucking good in Green Bay. But I don't,
Yeah, I was like, it's been a minute.
I
It's like
know,
us
but
linking back up to the lighthouse and being like, "Let's go, baby. We going back to the
so
top."
What? Yeah, we
here's
go
what I'll
to the
say.
ship. We go
Give
run
me
it.
8 wins, one shy of 500, and the entire Steeler Nation realizing how good they had it all those years before when they were one game above 500.
So, and here's the thing, and I've said this for a couple of years in a row. At some point, because if you continue to do what you're doing and hiring who you're hiring and let the process go the same way, if you win 10 games, we know they're going. What they'll do is they have Drew Aller and Will Howard. They'll look around the league and they'll say something like, we're not ready for them. Who's another old quarterback who was good 10 years ago? Let's go out and get him, and he'll get us to 9 to 10 wins. If you lose,
Kyler Murray,
not
baby.
Kyler's not leaving. If you lose and you win 8 games, then you have to look at it and say, okay, now we have to turn the page.
Yeah.
There's no more bringing Cam Hayward back at 47. There's no more TJ Watt at 35 now. He's past his prime. Like that's the conversation. It's either you win it all or you make some noise or you rebuild. They need to stop beating around the bush. That's my opinion.
I'll tell you what I do like about McCarthy. I like that he's from Pittsburgh.
He likes to eat. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's gonna be some pride. It's gonna be like Brent Venables at OU. You're going to know that he wants, more than anything, he wants the Steelers to return to glory. So he's going to put in the effort. He's not going to be okay with mediocrity. Like I felt like the previous regime.
Tomlin.
Yeah, I just felt like he got to a point where he was like, made the playoffs, won the division, even though it looked like shit all year. It was obvious they weren't going to win a title. You know, that's what.
The selling strategy in Pittsburgh is amazing because every year this is what happens. You go to the offseason, you make some acquisitions, everybody rides it high. You start the season off with an older quarterback early in the season when they feel good. You start looking good. As it starts getting cold, them old brittle bones start hurting. They start showing signs of failure. People still, early in the year, we were able to beat this playoff team. You get to the playoffs, you get blasted, and then it restarts. And then they do the same thing. Last year at this time, Steelers Nation was talking about Rock Taylor as, he's going to be our wide receiver too. Don't even know who Rock Taylor is. Then people were talking about, Jonnu Smith, he's going to be tight end 1, and blah, blah, blah. Jonnu Smith's not even on the team anymore. And that's just what happened. So, but last head coach up, Robert Saleh, Tennessee Titans.
Paired with Brian Dable. I like this. That division has proven to be absolute hot garbage year in and year out, except for the Jacksonville Jags might have a flash of the pan season every now and again. So, I mean, to me, the Colts are we don't know. We know the Texans are probably going to give you 10. I like Tennessee being able to compete more. They got a defensive-minded head coach. This is his second stab at it. It didn't work in New York. Dable is going to work great with Cam Ward because Cam Ward had the throws down last year. He just didn't have anybody catching the damn ball. So I think it's going to calm things down. It's going to help the O-line a lot as far as their scheme and stuff. I like it. And I'm thinking a hard 8 to a soft 9 on this.
Who is they drafted a receiver first round now?
Cardinal Tate.
Yeah, I like Cardinal Tate.
What a hard what and a soft what?
9.
Okay.
8 to 9.
Okay, cool. 6. Pause, by the way.
Oh, that was it? That's all you got? 6?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I just heard him say a hard something and then a soft one, and I'm like, I'm gonna give you a chance.
I'm gonna
you want a hard or the soft? Okay.
I'm gonna say.
Mind you, this division.
I'm gonna say
that's
5.
why I'm picking.
And I'll tell you what. They
Go ahead, Cam.
they did nothing to address their
New stadium too.
5. They did nothing to address their offensive line. They did nothing to address their shitty ass defense that they had deployed all season last year. You got the Houston Texans, who I believe are going to. I think C.J. Stroud's going to have a renaissance, and I think they're gonna come back and be pretty solid. The Jags, I think, are on the ascend. Now, I'm taking a flyer that they're going to continue to ascend instead of the normal where they regress after having a great year. But then I also think the Colts. I think the Colts are what they are is a 9 to 10 win team. So because they have a good defense, they have a great running game, and now they got a quarterback that's shown he can play as long as he's not got a broken leg he's dealing with. So I think the division's better than maybe you give it credit for because it's always so bad. But that's just my opinion. I just don't think they have the core of the roster yet. Like you gotta have a defense, you gotta have a line. If you can't win the championship, you're not gonna win.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think that division is a lot better than what people are giving it credit for. But moving on past that, what I was going to say is going on the A.J. Brown front, there's a couple of teams that people have been talking about outside of the Patriots, and one of those teams, Cam, Jacksonville Jaguars. Are you sure?
I don't want it. He's a headache, man.
I agree.
He's like, the crazy thing is when you look at him from a sheer talent, who wouldn't want him? It's like T.O. When everything's going good, he's great. But the moment there's some shit that doesn't go his way, then he's in the fucking papers, he's in the media, saying dumb shit and becoming a distraction. He's a very, very, very stark upgrade from BTJ, which I think BTJ is going to have a better year this year, but I don't. Fuck, man, we got enough deal. We deal with enough in Jacksonville. I don't need the drama.
My hot take is that I think A.J. Brown is a little overrated. I think people seen his highs and they just immediately throw him in the conversation. When I look at him as a wide receiver and I just grade what I see, I don't see him as a proficient route runner. I don't see him having proficient hands. Yeah, he's just a big, but he's DK Metcalf, but better. And again, I think DK Metcalf is
as much as he was whining last year about not getting the ball when he had opportunities to get the ball, he wasn't fucking catching it.
Or he was low. He wasn't running routes right. He was crying and stuff. The thing that I'll say about T.O. is like at least T.O. could run the entire route tree.
Yeah,
I don't see that from A.J. Brown. I see a go route, a slant route, and a dig, and that's about it.
I think he's a solid receiver. I just don't.
Yeah.
He's not worth what he brings.
Yes,
that's my thing.
I think people like Randy Moss in their prime or T.O. even. You make the argument of like, is he worth it? I don't think A.J. Brown is. I think you could at least make the argument with Randy, like he's just so good, I don't care. With A.J. Brown, I'm like, no, especially with like a Trevor right now who's on the ascend. I'm not messing your progression up.
And I think what he brings, I think you kind of got with Jacoby Myers. I mean, the trade for Jacoby Myers kind of unlocked the offense in Jacksonville. So you keep everything else together, you're fine. Parker Washington is turning into a fucking star. So,
and if Travis Hunter can stay,
Travis Hunter's playing defense.
Yeah, just primarily defense. He may have some packages, but that's about it. Pause.
I'll have some packages.
A.J. Brown should just go to Tennessee. That should be about it for him. I think that's perfect for him, honestly.
Take you back.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to New England with their controversy.
Nah, it fits in perfect right now. You got the owner who's, honestly, he's in the back burner now because you got Vraves out there slaying Diana, and then now you bring A.J. Brown into it. Poor Drake May's just sitting there like...
I mean, you gotta think he's going to a contender, though, right? Because he's too old to go to a team like Miami. The only reason I said the Raiders is because they literally have nobody to throw to. So I thought, well, maybe give Mendoza a weapon. That's not the title. Kirko, whatever. So, but then I'm thinking like, what contenders could use a receiver? San Francisco, maybe. Because you got to. I mean,
they got Mike Evans.
Yeah, because
that's right. They do.
Yeah, with those Transformers out there, man.
Seahawks
Mike Evans, Achilles,
who?
Seahawks.
JSN.
There's no reason for them to do shit.
God damn.
Cooper Kupp is still under contract.
Yeah, he
right?
is. He's still there.
Is he still? Okay, he's still.
Honestly, like Green Bay.
Yeah,
Green Bay
because they
would be
don't really have a
solid.
go-to. I mean,
Yeah.
they have a bunch of
Man.
guys like they can spread, but they don't really have a
They
go-to.
lost Dobbs, did they? They
Yes,
lost
Dobbs.
Romeo
Dobbs is in New
They
England.
do have Watson, but Watson's
He's over the top guy.
Watson
He's
plays as much as
go
I
ball
do.
guy.
yeah, he gets hurt. I mean, I don't know.
He's cooked.
That's an
And with the
interesting-
recent controversy of one Josh Jacobs,
You know where the
Oh,
best
might
fit
God.
for
they
him
might
is?
need another. They might need something else on offense. What'd you
The
say?
best
Kim?
fit for AJ Brown?
The
Dallas.
couch.
Dallas.
The cat.
God
The
damn.
Dallas Cowboys.
Hey man, that's a
Why not
lot of
bring all
ego.
those
Get another
different
one.
problems?
Man,
Get them all.
I'm still hot at Dallas. Pause. All right, well, we can go ahead and last topic. Connor versus Max 2. If Connor loses, does that tarnish his legacy? Tell me why not, Isaiah.
He is. The UFC was not lowbrow by no means. But he took the UFC to another level with how he made his impact in the UFC. I don't think that any Conor fan is going to say if he lost that this is just completely tarnishes his legacy. His history is not that great. I don't think people talk about him in that light. It would also be disrespectful to him to say that it would tarnish his legacy per se. And if you look at his record, yeah, his record doesn't show it, but what he meant to the sport at the time that he meant it, that legacy is cemented. Wins and losses. Now, granted, he hasn't won a fight since he beat Cowboy in like 2020. He lost to Dustin twice. I don't think it does that. But also, if you're a Connor fan, a true Connor fan, it's not going to matter. Of course, you want him to win, but if he loses, everybody's going to say the exact same thing. He hasn't fought in 5 years, so I don't think it tarnishes his legacy. I think he stays right where it is. He keeps it right where it's at, and it's always going to be the notorious Conor McGregor in that era, right? It's like I'm trying to compare it, but not being disrespectful. It's like what Allen Iverson meant to the NBA for 5 to 6 years.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
He's on his way out. It's
Those
Tyson
runs.
versus Lennox Lewis. At that point, Lennox Lewis was the way better boxer, and Mike was partying and he was doing that. And I mean, brother, that's what Connor's been doing. And then the game passes you by. So unfortunately, I don't think it tarnishes his legacy. I think his legacy stopped after he got smashed by Khabib.
2020.
But I do also think that when you look at Conor, do I look at Conor as the best UFC fighter of all time? No, and I never have. It's his star power. He is the biggest UFC fighter of all time. He is the most well-known UFC fighter of all time. He's what brought them to the heights of where they reached. But that's about it. Whenever you look at him as a fighter, he had an amazing rise. That is something that we haven't seen, and they're even trying to duplicate it with Paddy the Baddy and all these other guys. They're trying to duplicate the success of Conor McGregor. He's one of one.
They can't.
He's one of one. But as far as his legacy goes, like that shit's written in stone. Now I hope he gets knocked out in the first 5 seconds of the fight.
I think I
Take your time.
think that I think it depends on like how he promotes the fight. Like if he comes out talking hella shit, and I don't think it tarnishes his legacy for the same reasons y'all said. His legacy was double champ, notorious area of. I mean, he took UFC to a just a crazy height. So that part of his legacy won't be tarnished, but I think it'll be more of a. If he talks a whole bunch of shit about Max Holloway and then gets body bagged, then people are going to stop caring about him. It's not going to be a holy shit McGregor's back. It's going to be a man, walk away, dude. Like
Yeah.
it's going to be one of those. It's kind of like Ronda
Enough's
Rousey. Like
enough.
nobody gives a shit
This
about
is-
Ronda Rousey anymore.
Ronda Rousey definitely cares about Ronda Rousey.
Well, exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, that's my thing is if he comes out and talks a whole bunch of shit leading up to the fight and then gets body bagged and just gets dog walked around the ring, nobody's going to care about him because of what Isaiah said. Oh, it's been 5 years. He's not the Conor McGregor that that he was. This
He
was a
once
money
was, and
grab.
Yeah,
well, and also too, he's been back and forth with entering and exiting the testing pool. I think if he ends up looking impressive, to say the least, his retirement fight needs to be Michael Chandler, so he can officially walk away, be done with it. If he looks decent in the fight, I don't think he wins, but if he gets out of the first 2 rounds
they'll throw
and
the
he
towel in.
looks like his gas tank will wear out by then. But no, I honestly, I think if he feels good enough about his ability to fight, the only thing that the UFC faithful really want is him and Chandler after this fight, which I think should have happened 3 years ago. Um, he really has nothing left to prove. He was the double champ. He was selling fights like crazy, like nobody else could, and
He
like
has
Marlon said, the game just kind of passed him by.
top 2 or 3 post fight interview of all time. That will never change. Like
Yeah,
Thanks.
that still is like every fifth fucking reel on my algorithm is Conor McGregor's apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. People are still doing that. Kike Hernandez did
Everywhere.
that in his in the World Series ceremony for the
Yup.
Dodgers. So I mean, his legacy will never be tarnished.
Impact is
Yep.
crazy. He's a transcendent in the sport as far as that goes. And that didn't come with controversy. He is almost comparable, even though it was like 2 seasons of Johnny Manziel. But that's the comparison. That's the comp
Polarizing.
of like,
He's very
yes,
polarizing. I think what happens. I do not like Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey has a point, but she doesn't understand how to put that point out. Ronda Rousey hates it that people who did not watch the UFC during her rise and be able to appreciate her at that point are now watching the UFC and they just see that she got starched by Amanda Nunes and Holly Holm, and that's it. That's how people who are just now tuning into the UFC see Conor. And they're gonna talk about it as, man, he was never that good. He caught Max when Max was young. He caught Dustin when Dustin was young. Conor was young too, stupid. But that's just what it is. Like a lot of people get into it and then they like to talk as if they know it. When you watched it live and you experienced it and you saw it from where it was to where it is now, that's because of Conor. It's the same thing with Mike Tyson. Like, I'm not the biggest Tyson fan. A lot of people have him as the greatest boxer of all time. I do not. I think his rise was amazing. I think he was furious. He was that. But whenever he got in the ring with actual fighters, they beat the hell out of him when they were both in their primes. And that's how I also view Conor. But that's not me taking anything away from Mike, because I think that Mike, when he was on his rise, was the most feared boxer of all time.
Like I feel like Deontay Wilder is a comp to Tyson. Like knock a motherfucker out, but when he got in the ring with an actual boxer, he got pieced up.
Yeah, and
So,
I think different reasons. I think Tyson was a better boxer than Deontay. I think just Tyson just was like, you know what? Oh, and Deontay
Yeah.
was just not a very good boxer, and he just had that right hand that would just.
I feel like people nowadays that weren't watching, and like I said, y'all know this. I kind of walked away for a little while from UFC, but I was still watching it when Conor was on his rise. I've said this before. The worst thing he did for his UFC career was go and fight or go and box Mayweather. Because when he came back, his style was completely different. The mixing up his kicks and his style. Like he went to boxing heavy. I mean, no more of the fucking the wheel kick or whatever the hell that shit was that he used to fire out there every now and then. All the crazy angles he used to use.
He was more karate based.
And then when he came
karate
back from the
based when he
Floyd
first
fight,
came up.
he was more boxing.
He was a well-rounded martial artist. He could beat you in multiple different ways. He had great angles. He would feint well. And that was him before leg kicks, so he could have that stance. In the 2.5 years of him stepping out, the game evolved that fast. That the way that I look at stuff and the way that I've always talked is like whenever I talk about my favorite teams, so obviously the Lakers and the Steelers. Why do I want LeBron gone? Because the game has evolved. Why do I want Rodgers gone? Because the game has evolved. Can they still be competitive? Yes, we watched Connor against Cowboy. We watched him against Dustin. It wasn't like Dustin just ran through him from the start. Connor hit Dustin with some big shots,
Mm-hmm.
but Dustin just leg kicked him to where he couldn't move. He was stationary, and Dustin beat the hell out of him. That's how it looks. So the game evolved so fast, like you said, Cam. He went and boxed, came back. He did have more of a boxing stance, but that's because if he tried to go into that karate stance that he was in, people would leg kick him into oblivion, and that's what he tried to do in the third Dustin fight, was go back to that, and Dustin just leg kicked him into oblivion, and then started piecing him up, and then he, Doctor Stoppage.
And then it was a
Doctor
dog.
Stoppage.
Your
Your wife's in
It was
my
a
DM.
Dr.
Your
Stoppage.
wife's in me DMs. Hey, baby, you hoe. Yeah. But
Shit.
hey, good episode, fellas. Go ahead and leave the listeners with something.
I think we need to celebrate what the summer can bring. It's America
Heat?
250. The heat. Route 66 is doing a lot of events in our state, which is really cool to see. A lot of people were out and about yesterday between Game 7, the Route 66 stuff. Women's College World Series is always going to be played here, so this is a great time for the industry of our state. So I'm just glad to see that Oklahoma's still on the up and up. You know, that stadium's going to be here in about 2 years. You know, a lot of things to look forward to. So I'm just happy that people are listening, and all you tic tackers, I don't see your stuff, so I don't care what you say. I'll leave the people with that.
Damn, he just TikTok. Isaiah does not care about anything. For me, keep listening. Get in the chat, talk your shit, do whatever you want to. Understand. I want y'all to understand something. I don't have a filter. So if you say something reckless in the comments, just understand that however you approach it, I'm gonna approach it too. So if you take it there, I'll take it there too. I don't care, brother. I do not.
Yeah. Yeah, what Marlon said. Plus some. Also,
And this
I don't give a fuck about the Chiefs. Fuck all of them. Fuck 'em.
Facts. Hey, I ain't got nothing to say. Hey, it is what it is. But we'll be back. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We out. Peace.